Hello and welcome to another Excel tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to start looking at formatting numbers. As you can see, we've created the spreadsheet so far, but we haven't really applied any formatting to these numbers. But before I apply the formatting here, I'm going to go through some of the more common types of number formatting you might encounter. And I've set up a table here with some numbers, and you can see the types of formatting we'll be looking at: currency, comma and percentage. So let's begin with the currency formatting, and I'll click into that first value, which at the moment is 2.75, but obviously I'd like that to have a currency symbol applied to it. Now the easiest way to apply currency formatting is go to the number section on the home tab, and you'll see there a button. Looks like it's got some piles of coins on it, and if I simply click on that button, you'll see there in my case the pound symbol is applied. And if you're outside the UK, you'll obviously have your own currency symbol, a euro or dollar symbol, depending on where you are. And one thing to note here is that the pound symbol is sitting at the left-hand side of the cell, not against the number. That's a different type of formatting, which I'm going to apply now. So if I now come to the next value down, that 495 value, and this time I'm going to click on that drop-down arrow there, where the word general is at the moment, and you'll see we have a large list of options here. You'll notice within that list I have currency and accounting. Now if I click on currency this time, you'll see what happens. It's similar to the previous one, except this time the currency symbol is now up against the number. So if you want to have a list of currencies where the currency symbol is all nicely aligned on the left, you use the accounting format, which is the default when you click on the currency button. Or if you'd rather have the currency symbol up against the number, which is typically what you would see if you were going to have a price displayed, for example, then you should use the currency format from the drop-down menu here. I'm just going to press the escape key on the keyboard to cancel that menu there, and then come to my next value, and we're going to use a different option again here. This time I'm going to go to the drop-down menu, but come all the way down to the bottom and choose more number formats. And I've got much more flexibility here with how I apply the formatting. So if you just move the dialog box to one side there, I do want to apply currency formatting, so I'll select currency, but here I've got the option of whether to apply decimal places or not. I can increase or decrease to 0, which is what I want to do, the number of decimal places. I can change the currency symbol here from a whole range of different countries if I need to. I'm going to leave it at pound for now. And if the value is negative, you have the option of choosing different types of negative number style. I'm just going to leave that as it is and click OK. If I want to display the decimal places on a value that didn't originally have them on, I can change that by going to the number section again, and you'll see two buttons on the right there. One is to decrease decimal places, the one on the right, and the one on the left is to increase. Now if I click on that twice, you'll see I'll get my two decimal places back again, and if I change my mind again, I can simply click twice on the other button to remove them. To apply formatting to my last number, I'm going to use a feature in Excel called Format Painter, and all you need to do to use Format Painter is first of all choose a value that has the formatting that you want to be applied. In this case I'm happy with the formatting that I have in cell G5 there for my £75,000 value. And then I go across to the clipboard section in the home tab, and you'll see there a button that says format. I'm going to click on that once, and what I've done there is copied the formatting. I can then go to my new selection in G6 and click on the cell G6, and you'll see there the formatting is automatically copied from the previous cell. So that's a great time-saving feature that you might be able to apply to the spreadsheets that you're working on. Let's come across then and look at comma formatting. Comma formatting is very similar to currency, except it doesn't apply the currency symbol. So with my first value selected, I'm going to come up to the number section again and just click on the comma button there in the center, and you'll see the style or the format is immediately applied. So we have a comma to separate the thousands in large numbers. We also have a decimal point and two decimal places automatically applied. Now of course you can apply formatting to multiple cells at the same time, so if I now select the next two cells, and then this time I'm going to go to the general section, the drop down tab there, and choose more number formats again. Now you'll notice there's no comma option in the list there, so I have to choose the number format. Again, I can select how many decimal places I want here, so I'm going to reduce that to 0. And to make sure my comma shows, all I need to do is tick that box there, just put a check in the box, use 1000 separator. And again, I do have options here of changing the negative value display. I will leave that for now and click OK. And there we see the formatting applied. The final format is the percentage format, and if I click into that number 10 there, you would think the logical thing to do would be to go to the number section, apply percentage formatting, and it will display as 10%, but that isn't quite what happens, as you will see when I click the button. So click the percentage button and we actually get 1000%. The important thing to understand here is that the number 1 in Excel, when formatted as a percentage, is 100%. Anything below the number 1 will format as less than 100%. So for example, if I want to have 100% showing on my spreadsheet, I can type in here the number 1, I'll just press the enter key and then come back to that cell, and now when I apply the percentage formatting, it shows as 100%. If I want to have 25%, what I would do is type in there 0.25. Again, just enter that, come back to that cell, apply the percentage formatting, and we get 25%. I'll just let you know as well that you can format cells in advance. So if I click into the next cell below that 25%, at the moment there is no formatting in this cell. And if I click on that percentage button, what I've done now is applied formatting to that cell, and in fact you can see that by looking in the drop down box. It shows now the word percentage instead of general. So if I type a number in now, I can actually type in a percentage value as a whole number. So if I wanted to type in 50%, I would literally type in 50 and press the enter key. So when the cell is formatted as a percentage, you can simply type in the whole value that you want to appear as a percentage. So for example, again, if I take that 25% value, I can modify that maybe to 10% simply by typing in 10. And when these values are applied in calculations, Excel will see 50% as 0.5, it'll see 10% as 0.1, and so on. So keep that in mind if you're using percentage values in your spreadsheets. Now we've looked at the formatting basics, let's go back to our original spreadsheet and apply the number formatting there. So first of all, I'm going to apply the formatting to my rental price column, and I'm going to select the range of cells from B4 down to B10. And I'm going to just click on the currency button, which will apply the accounting number format, as you can see there by the tooltip that pops up. And as you know, what that does, it lines up the currency symbol on the left hand side of the cell. Next, I'll apply the same formatting to the cells in B12 down to B15. I won't select anything in the count row because those are not currency values. So with that selection made then, I'm going to this time come back to the number section on the Home tab, click on the drop down and go to more number formats, and I'm going to use the dialog box option here to set the formatting. So I'm going to select accounting in the category and just check everything else is okay. So I've got 2 decimal places, the correct currency symbol, and then click OK. I'm going to apply the same currency formatting to the values in column D, but I'll use the format painter to do it quickly. So all I need to do is select any currency value with the formatting already applied, and this time I'm going to double click on the format painter, and when I double click it locks the format painter on, so I can now select all the currency values in column D up to row 10. And then I can skip row 11, I don't need to apply any formatting there. You'll notice, by the way, with the icon, the small brush icon next to the plus sign indicates the format painter is still active. And I can then select the 4 cells from D12 down to D15. Again, release the mouse button and just see the formatting applied there. I can then cancel the format painter by just clicking the button again, and that deselects the format painter. I'm going to leave most of the values in column C as they are for now, but what I will do is click on the average value there in C13, and I don't really want that many decimal places. Now I could click on the reduce decimal places button to set the decimal places as I want, but if there were a lot of decimal places, it might be a better idea to again just click on the drop down, go to more number formats and set my decimal places here. You can see that at the moment it's 6, I can simply click and drag to select that value and just type in the number 2, then click OK. And there you'll see the number with the decimal places as I want. So finally I'm going to save the spreadsheet again by clicking on the Save button, and that completes this look at number formats. I hope you found something useful there that you can apply to the spreadsheets you're working on. In the next video we're going to start looking at applying worksheet formatting, applying colours, changing column widths and so on. But in the meantime, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.